that way.
Yeah, everything is that way. But you don't always know what those triggers are.
So can you
don't
give me
know
an
where to
example?
get it. And the guy said, I don't know, I was just shaving one day and I thought of a new glass with a handle on it. He doesn't know where.
But where did you get the idea of the circular city?
If I ask you a question, when did you learn to speak? You can't say Saturday.
Right.
Because it's so slight, little by little and long. If I ask him, how come you draw so well? He doesn't sit back and watch every little move he made when he was 10 years old, 11 years old, 12 years old. Kids just do this, look, they do that. Then I say to the kid deliberately, what is it? Because that's Uncle Harry, and this is about. A random motion will trigger something in a normal person.
Right.
Now, people, when they look up the clouds, they'll see a battleship or a silhouette of Abraham Lincoln, but they really will see a cigarette, a future aircraft, unless they are in that field.
He got the city from a gear.
What's
Okay.
that?
He asked where you got the idea of a city.
Yeah,
It came from a
it was
gear.
just type of gear.
But why a gear and a city? I didn't get the connection.
House.
Because the city is not turning like a gear.
Well, this suggested Department of Health, Department of Agriculture. You understand?
Better finish the gear.
That's suggested.
No, I get it. I know the gear.
It's just a gear with
Okay.
a lot of teeth in it.
Right.
All around like that. But anyway, it's suggested. I was also interested in
He was
architecture.
thinking about it.
Don't forget, if I wasn't interested in architecture, I might see something else. That's why, you know what a Rorschach test is? Where they take an ink blot, go like that, and it comes out, and that's a shark. Well, that's my grandfather.
Okay.
Because people always look for patterns. That's why I drew this, to see if you have the same reaction that normal people have. That's a train coming down the track, but not really enough to stimulate that in your brain. Now I'm going to draw something, you tell me what it is before I finish it.
Okay. Boat.
But if
It's
you
not a
didn't
boat.
guess that was a boat, I would have done this. And if you still didn't guess, I would write Queen Mary. So how can you make a boat of that? Only if you've seen a boat and know a little bit about boat shape and water. But if
Okay.
you've never seen that, you couldn't do this.
Right.
Now, if I draw something, you tell me what you think it is. The minute you know what it is.
Scissor.
Right.
Okay.
But it's really not a scissor, but there's enough bits on that to trigger the scissor. But if you didn't get that, I would have drawn another loop here.
Right.
And then I would have put some fabric in the middle and have it cut so you know it's a scissor. So if I have to get a person to understand things, if you put 4 thumbtacks in a handkerchief, those are the thumbtacks. Do you understand that?
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes.
But in reality, when you put thumbtacks in the fabric, it's got to do this.
Okay. Stretched.
Not only that, but if I put the thumbtacks here, from the source of the thumbtack, there's a dark line, it gets lighter. And there's a dark line moving into it. There's another line here, a line there. And there's in-between lines. That's more accurate.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
But the more you know about light, shade, the earth, technology, the more you can bring to the world. So if I ask, what is architecture? What are you trying to do with architecture? What do you want? Well, I want a house to live in. That isn't exactly what they want. They want a house with a roof shaped like that, and an opening. So if the sun beats down on the roof, it sets air currents up, and it sucks the air in, hits the roof, goes out. You get automatic ventilation without a fan in this time. You understand that structure?
It has a, what is this?
Opening.
Opening.
right here. So
Heat
the hot
rises.
air always flows out, bringing cool air in the opening in the bottom. Okay? So you don't need to have a fan. So if I lived on a tropical island, I could make better arrowheads than the natives.
How's that?
Because I know more about the principles of it.
Okay.
They don't.
Okay. Alright.
They just make it because their grandfather made it.
Alright.
And up the Amazon River, they make rafts. You know what a raft is? For floating in the water, like they did 1,000 years ago. No change, ever. They've been making the same way. And if you go to a country like Tokyo, you see all businessmen in black suits and white tie. That's a very uniform society. So all you have to do is take me to a city, and all the buildings are a different size. I'll tell you, it's personal, not social. And it's a city of no concern for most people. I can tell you, I'll fly over another city and it's thatched huts. And they're very primitive people who live there, because those huts were designed 4,000 years ago.
Right.
Or show me a building and I'll tell you a lot about the architect. But I don't, you don't have to meet him. I can tell you he's an egotist by the building. You understand what I mean? But if I look at a building that's functional, you know, it cleans itself and ventilates itself, I'll say somebody has concern with the nature of living quarters. It's more than just a designer. Now, I think I told you about the chair in the old days.
Yes.
With the animal legs.
Yes.
You've seen them.
Right.
So, I, due to my background, disengage from social, the dominant views of society. But as I disengaged, I made a lot of mistakes. Because you can't go off in a new direction without running into a stone wall.
Right.
Because if I did what my grandfather said,
You can draw on the back page.
a lot of
Skipping
things
through a lot of
that
pages.
my grandfather told me were his experiences. And he saved me from the same experience.
Mm.
So that's what books are.
Right.
They tell you what a guy did and didn't work, and that's where I know where I get all my ideas from. You watch a thing in your meditation, and you watch it go by, and you're seeing things in a new light. Well, when I think of new things, it's automatic. I said, what is a mirror? And if I can't describe what it is, I can't improve it. I know if you bend the mirror this way, it makes the guy skinny. If you bend it the opposite way, it makes him skinny. Make it this way, he's far away from you. Changing the angle of the glass. If you know all that, then you can predict. Prediction is the based on experience. And you have no predictability. If I say to you, how long will your tires last? Well, if you've driven a car most of your life, you say 10 months or 3 years, depending on your experience, and how much weight you carry in your trunk. You can't say this tire will last 3,000 miles. But if you carry bricks or solid lead, the trucks will last, the tire will last a month and a half. You know, it's hard to look at a tire. But if you talk about, if you lock your frame, and say a Chevy with 2 people in it at a time, will last approximately 3.5 years. Then your predictability becomes more accurate. But you have no predictability looking at anything new and saying it'll last so long. You have no basis for it. That's why scientists take metal and flex it continuously, and after 8,000 flexes it breaks. So if you fly an airplane for so many years, there's a process called metal fatigue. Every time you land, your body goes through shock. And all airplane wings, commercial airliners, move about 3 feet when you take off. But after flying for 20 years, moving to that's metal fatigue at the junction. And so to condemn a plane that's 3 years old and not allowed to fly it. The FAA, Federal Aviation Authority, bases their decisions on the age of a plane and records of accidents. There is no other way. But if you look at not an airplane, a submarine, a subject, you can have a better guess than the average person.